Okay, so as in the last video we have discussed about the percentage composition and we have done two numericals on it. We have basically calculated the percentage composition of the oxygen which is present in the water molecule, right? And that was basically equal to 88.8 percentage, means where we got to know that 88.88 percentage of oxygen is present in the water molecule and rest 11.22 is of hydrogen in the water molecule, right? Then we calculated the percentage composition of the H2O in magnesium sulfate and 7 molecules of water, and there we got that the percentage composition of H2O which is present in the magnesium sulfate and 7 molecules of H2O, and that is equal to basically 52.71 percentage, right? And we have discussed that in very detail how we're gonna calculate the percentage composition. We're gonna take the mass of that particular quantity which we are going to find the percentage of, and we need to divide that by the mass of the entire compound. And of course, if we are finding the percentage of anything, we need to multiply it by the 100%. Then we're gonna get our percentage composition of that particular element which is present in the compound. In today's video, we are going to discuss about the molecular formula and empirical formula, which is the very important topic of this chapter, stoichiometry, right? So today we are going to discuss molecular formula, right? It's very important topic today. And empirical formula. Molecular empirical formula. This is giving you an idea what we are going to discuss today is very important, right? So molecular formula, what tells us molecular formula about, and what tells us about the empirical formula? Let's discuss that. So molecular formula, wait, I wanted to highlight this. Okay, so basically molecular formula tells us the actual atoms present in the molecular compound. It will gonna give us the actual, or it will tell us actual atoms or number of atoms. Basically this is precise to say that number of atoms, actual number of atoms present in a molecule or compound, right? For example, glucose, right? We know that what is the formula of glucose? It is basically C6H12O6. C6H12O6. So it is basically giving me a complete or actual number of it. It is telling me that how many number of atoms are present, or how many number of carbon atoms are present in the glucose molecule, or how many number of hydrogen atoms are present in the glucose molecule, or how many number of oxygen atoms are present in the glucose molecule, right? So it is giving me actual number. 6 atoms of carbon are present in the glucose molecule, 12 atoms of hydrogen are present in the glucose molecule, and 6 atoms of oxygen are present in the glucose molecule. 6 atoms of carbon, 12 atoms of hydrogen, 6 atoms of oxygen are present in the glucose molecule. It is giving me an actual number. However, what is empirical formula, or what empirical formula tells us about? It gives us the simplest ratio of the atoms present in a molecule. So let me write that as well. What it is basically. So it tells, or it gives us simplest ratio of atoms present in the molecular compound. Present in the molecule or compound, right? It will gonna give us the ratio of it, right? It will not gonna tell us the actual number of it, since in the molecular formula tells us about the actual number of atoms which are present in the particular compound or molecule. However, empirical formula just gives us the ratio of the atoms which are present in the molecule or the compound. Let's take that same example, right? We know the formula of the glucose, right? And that is basically C6H12O6. But here it is the molecular formula, right? It is the molecular formula because it is telling us the actual number of the carbon atoms, hydrogen atoms and oxygen atoms which are present in the glucose molecule. However, now we need to take the ratio of it, right? We know that there are 6 atoms of carbon present in the glucose molecule, 12 atom of hydrogen present in the glucose molecule, and of course 6 atom of oxygen present in the glucose molecule. So we have to take the ratio. This is basically the sign of the ratio, right? So wait, 6 ones are 6, 6 twos are 12 and 6 ones are 6. So it has given us the ratio of 1, ratio 2, ratio 1, means carbon will have only 1, H will have 2, however O will have only 1 as well. So CH2O is the empirical formula of the glucose. It is the empirical formula of the glucose, right? The glucose. You have basically taken the simplest ratio of it, right? C6H12O6 was the molecular formula, since it was letting us know about the actual number of atoms present in the molecule or in the compound. However, the empirical formula has given us the ratio of it. CH2O, if you are seeing CH2O, it is basically the glucose as well, but it is the empirical formula of it. It is not an actual formula, however it is giving us the simplest ratio of the glucose molecule, right? We can take an example of something else as well. For example, we have ethane, right? Ethane, we know that what is the formula of ethane. It is basically C2H6, right? There are 2 atoms of carbon and 6 atoms of hydrogen. So it is basically the actual number of atoms present in the ethane molecule. However, if I am going to take the ratio of it, so let's take in ratio of the ethane. So ethane, we know that was C2H6. So let's take the ratio of it. 2 ones are 2 and 2 threes are 6, right? So what we got here is C, there is only one atom of carbon, and H3. So CH3 is basically ethane. It is the empirical formula of the ethane, right? It is not telling us about the actual number of atoms present in the ethane molecule. However, it is giving us the ratio of the atoms which are present in the ethane molecule, right? CH3 is the empirical formula of the ethane. If I do ask you, what is the empirical formula of H2O? The question is, which is very important, right? In terms of MCQs as well. What is the empirical formula of H2O, which is water, right? Water molecule. Water molecule. Basically, we need to take the simplest ratio. if I do write it in the ratio form, we know that H2O is the molecular formula, which is letting us know about the actual number of the hydrogen and oxygen atoms which are present in the the water molecule. But now we need to find the empirical formula of it. So if I do write it in the ratio form, 2:1, now can you find the simplest ratio of it? Basically you cannot write the ratio in the fraction form. For example, if you can do 1 ones are and 1.5s are 2, you are writing it as 1.5:1, or you are writing it as 2 over 3, not over 3, however 3/2:1. So this would not be considered. This isn't a simplest ratio, right? You are going to the fraction form. This isn't a simplest form. So there would not be basically any empirical formula for the H2O molecule. So H2O would remain same as it is, right? It will gonna remain same as it is, H2O, right? 2:1. So this was all for today. In the next video we will gonna see how to calculate the molecular formula if we have empirical formula given in the question, right? We'll gonna look into it in the next video.